Hello and welcome to the Bot Box. All Talk has been waiting a long time for its moment. But for a recording glitch, this episode would have happened on the 16th of October 2017. A more innocent time, as we know, and you'd have had a different backdrop to enjoy. As those of you may know, the recording glitch did happen. The button didn't get pressed on the camera, the whole thing just failed to record. And I ended up talking about Saturn instead. So, fast forward 4 years, 7 months, 2 weeks, and here we are talking about All Talk. The original All Talk was a silver-coloured box armed with a lifter that entered Series 2 of Robot Wars, landing in Heat I, where it faced the Gauntlet. All Talk went for the middle route with the ramp and went neatly over, only to run into BSoD and Sekilot and Sergeant Bash and a barrel. All Talk got seriously roasted as a result. Cue a little bit of fire. But they did do enough to get through. More than enough, in fact, they actually qualified in first place. No one completed the gauntlet in that heat. They got 11.5 meters long, which is pretty good. Its team then revealed that they laugh at fire. So next up was the joust against Matilda. All Talk proved to be pretty speedy, meeting Matilda on the house robot side of the jousting ramp. And pushed Matilda so hard that, well, first Matilda ended up sideways, and then Matilda ended up balanced precariously on the edge of the jousting ramp. So, naturally, beating Matilda at jousting got All Talk through to fight a battle against Prometheus, a wedgy, forky Sawbot. All Talk, being the quicker of the two robots, sent Prometheus to the flame pit. Ironically, Prometheus was no fan of fire, before trying to pit Prometheus and failing. In the ensuing slow chase, Prometheus's saw came off. Soon afterwards, All Talk pitted Prometheus. As I said in Prometheus's episode, it beats getting your liver pecked out by an eagle daily for all eternity. So in the heat final, All Talk faced boxy lifter King Buxton. What are you thinking? Spider-Man pointing at himself. By the way, you can point at the screen if it makes you feel better. Anyway, King Buxton hit All Talk's sides early on. Before pushing war ensued as King Buxton manoeuvred All Talk towards the pit and in the pit with the help of Sekilot. Basically, King Buxton had managed to get All Talk on the edge of the pit, but didn't get All Talk the rest of the way in for fear of going into the perimeter patrol zone and getting attacked with no mercy by the house robots. So Sekilot kindly finished the job off for King Buxton. So, as a result, All Talk went out, but its team promised to be back. And they kept their promise. They returned for Series 3, where All Talk was different. Though still no decorations, still silver-coloured, but now invertible and had interchangeable scoop weapons. It landed in Heat N and drew Axbot Crippler. All Talk's first move was to push Crippler straight back into an arena wall, the arena wall where Crippler started from, and backed off before shoving Crippler neatly into the pit of oblivion, which sent All Talk through to the second round, where it faced wedge stroke lifter stroke spike thing 2. Autalk brushed past thing 2 early on, which caused thing 2 to spin on the spot, before shoving it into a wall. Thing 2 got shoved into another wall, but in the process was proving to be really hard for Autalk to catch. Thing 2 just didn't stay put long enough and was too quick for Autalk. So the two ended up dancing around each other right into Shunt's corner, where Thing 2 lost the decoration to Shunt's axe. Autalk gained hold before backing off. So far, it ended up in Sergeant Bash's corner. After the roasting Autalk received in Series 2 and the fire and all that, Autalk wisely got out of there pretty quickly. Autalk ended up in getting pushed by Thing 2 before ending up in a pushing war, which, whilst Autalk did manage to get off to a good start in it, Thing 2 pushed back and won the pushing war. Thing 2 sent Autalk straight over to Shunt, and Autalk gained hole after hole after hole after hole. One of them actually took out Autalk altogether. It also leaked some ominous smoke. So, Autalk was out of the main competition, but at least there was the World Championships, where Autalk represented Scotland and had the Scottish flag painted on top. Probably the first time Autalk had any paint on it. Besides from some of the interchangeable scoops, which are painted kind of orangey yellow. Anyway, they had a mascot, a soft toy called Hamish, which they attached to the aerial and said that Hamish was the driver. Whatever works. And Autalk drew Razor, a crusher. Remember, Autalk is a box. Crushers like boxes. However, Autalk did have its claws and little bulldozer scoop. Well, it was more a triangular bulldozer scoop, bit like the one that Shunt had in the original run. Autalk tried to keep away from Razor early on, probably the best strategy, but gained a hole for it short. Eventually, Razor put a second hole in Autalk. A third followed. Cue smoke. Cue a fourth hole, and a dead Autalk. So, Sergeant Bash set fire to Hamish. Setting fire to mascots should probably be a criminal offence. You can't do that. Bad, Sergeant Bash. Bad, Sergeant Bash. Consider this a yellow card. Dead Metal attacked before Cease got called. Autalk did not return for Series 4. It was replaced by Smalltalk. And Smalltalk, of course, had the cooling system that was the result of Autalk's minor smoke issues. Well, slightly more major, but basically ominous smoke was not good. And the team sought to do something about it. Ironically, Smalltalk was the one that caught fire. Make of that what you will. Autalk was not a bad robot. It was fast and aggressive. The problem was the smoke. That never helps. And it was particularly vulnerable to overhead weapons, see Shunt and Razor. And it didn't help that it crossed paths with a robot that essentially did what Autalk did better in King Buxton. And course, after Series 3, Tornado, which had a similar thing going as All Talk, ended up doing far better than All Talk ever did. However, those two, they haven't had their episodes yet, have they? Their names are still in this box. Neither of them have their names pulled out of this box. There's one way to find out. Could be either of them. Can't see what's going on here. This slip has got Typhoon 2 written on it. We're going to be talking about Typhoon 2. See? Until next week, Callison244 out.